In 1985, Rotary International committed to a goal of ending polio worldwide. Very soon now, after immunizing over 2 billion children, the goal will be achieved. Rotary, humanity in motion.
Mark McGee and I, my cousin, we announced this rodeo when it began for several years together. And several years ago, I decided to stay home and not rodeo for a while. And I haven't been rodeoing for about 9 years. And I went ahead and came up here. I was invited to have the honor to announce the International Finals Youth Rodeo again. So I came to go ahead to do it this year. When I was first asked, I just thought, you know, I really don't want to do that. And it's been pretty hard. But Colby wanted to come up here, and I thought it'd be a good chance for he and I to get to spend some time together and get to see a lot of the people. And Mark wanted us to do this. He wants us to carry on and do the things that we've done before. And it's been pretty hard because every time I'd been on that announcer stand before, he had been right there beside me. And that's been a hard part of it, but we're going to make it and go on, and that's what he had wanted us to do, and just to go ahead and move forward and live our lives.
Come to here at the IFYR when I was 8 months old, took my first steps here, so it's kind of a foundation for me, you could say. I've had a lot of great memories here, family atmosphere of course, so this is basically what I know is rodeo, and not being on the competitor side of the viewpoint, but from the personnel side point. And I still do music and sound for quite a few rodeos, and so I travel across the country and doing that kind of stuff. I don't intend to go on to announce rodeos or anything, but you never know, it can happen, so there's always a chance.
He won't have a choice, he will be. No, he does a great job with the sound, and these kids these days, they know so much more about computers and technology. And when I started announcing rodeos, we used cassette tapes. When Mark started, he used 8 tracks, and then we moved on to CDs. But now with all this new technology and the computer, Colby's a whiz. I mean, he really knows what he's doing, and Mark had a love for music that was just, I mean, he knew the words to every song, anything that came on the radio. And at home, a lot of the radio stations, they'd have little games in the morning where they'd play a backwards song. Well, Mark and Colby would listen to that, and I'd hear them on the radio nearly every day. They'd call in, they'd win all the time. Mark would say, "All right, Colby, we've won enough. We got to take a few days off." So he instilled that love of music in Colby as well, but they just really took pride in playing up-to-date music that would fit with the atmosphere and with the things that were going on. And that's one of the things that Colby got from his dad. They excel in being able to pick the right type of background music for any event. Yeah, Mark was just an outstanding individual, and people around rodeo knew him as a rodeo announcer. You know, and then the people in the profession of teaching school, everybody knew Mark as a school teacher, but a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to know him the way we do, his family. He loved to cook. I mean, who would have thought? And excellent cook. Not inside, make too big a mess. Dutch oven cooking outside. He can make the best homemade biscuits in a Dutch oven you've ever eaten. And we have a big family tradition that he had kind of started, and it's every year deal on New Year's Day. He and I and my brother, and we would cook and feed the whole lot, just a bunch of people, 50 or 60 people, and everything cooked in Dutch ovens. And we'd go to deer camp. Mark loved to be outside and hunt, but if we didn't watch him, he'd be back cooking more than he was hunting.
What people already don't know is, I mean, not really very much, because everyone that was ever around him knew him, and there's not really much to say except I'd made a quote earlier. I think it was the day on the May 21st after he got killed, and someone asked me to take one word to describe him, and I simply said everything. And that's basically what can describe him. That's a very simple way, and I mean, that's about the only way you can describe him.
We appreciate, as for our whole family, the induction into the Hall of Fame yesterday. It means a lot. But yeah, Mark was Willie, we're well known here in Shawnee. We appreciate what the people have done here, and he'll never be forgotten. And even without everything else, he'll live on forever.